So now you're going to be able to control the stream,
Yeah, I
Casey.
guess so. Bringing this on me a little suddenly, though.
It's
Let's
all
see.
right.
What do we got here?
All right, this map is yet
Hmm.
again. It's okay. I see a one-turn bonus in Scandinavia, which is the one of the first one-turn bonuses I've seen this entire tournament.
Yeah, there was one in that game you didn't commentate, or two actually in that game you didn't commentate as well. But
Really? All
every
right.
game you've commentated, I think.
Well, there was one with the Antarctica, but nobody was able to do that one. Uh, Conversely, we also have a one-turn possible bonus coming into South Africa that requires three. So I
Hmm.
doubt anybody's going to be doing that one.
Yeah, especially with South Africa being what it is. No one really likes South Africa, I think.
I don't readily see the probable picks other than the West Russia Scandinavia. I'm guessing the other picks are going to be coverage, perhaps one or two in Africa
Oh
because
wait,
that
Southeast Asia is
Af
a one-turn pick.
is it. No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
Well,
but
Tad
you
would
had
be a
to
little
pick.
annoying though, because Caucasus has a wasteland in it. But you know.
Yeah, yeah. So I doubt anybody will be doing that.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
But it would be safe from Tibet at least. Man,
yeah.
let's see.
It's really weird board here. Um,
Hmm. Yeah,
I'm
these.
I'm very interested to see how Schwinnigan and Phantasmagoria pick for this board because
Yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
really see too many readily available spots. So it's
Hmm.
kind of up for grabs after Scandinavia and West Russia, depending on what both opponents decide to do.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good way to describe it. Up for grabs. Let's see. Phantasmagoria's picks. South Pole, number one. Looks like he did try to go for the one-turn pick in Southeast Asia after all. Oh,
Ooh.
and then his fourth and five picks are also one-turn. If for some
Oh,
reason he
all
misses
right.
out on this.
Well, I think the Southeast Asia pick is going to be kind of optimal in this situation because I don't think Schwinnigan is going to see that one coming like immediately. So that's that's going to be a little bit interesting.
Yeah, it is a pretty safe bonus too. I mean, Indonesia's really far away. Israel's really far away. No one would pick Tomsk, so that's not even a problem.
Yeah.
Beijing would be the only issue, and that would be a few turns in.
So that you know, uh, I don't really like it, but it can work in his favor because Schwinnigan is not going to see that one coming at
Funny how
all.
this game works, huh?
Yeah. All right. Let's see
And
what Schwinnigan decides to do.
yes, indeed. Oh, he decides to go for the one-turn bonus up in Scandinavia.
Yeah, that's what I expected. I expected both opponents to be overlapping there.
They were a little
Um,
bit, but it was fourth and
I,
fifth for
yeah,
Phantasmo.
I was expecting 1-2, 1-2 for both.
Oh god.
Um, in the Central America, we see that's a pretty solid pick to have.
Hmm.
Um, and then Southeast Asia for his fourth pick, but we don't see any overlapping on either of the opponent's first three picks, so neither opponent will have any information coming into this first round.
Yes, indeed. Let's see what they got. Yep. Wow. Phantasmo got his first three picks, giving him a one-turn bonus and another three bonus in Antarctica. And then, what do you know? Schfinnigan got his first three as well.
Yes.
Scandinavia and Central America.
Hmm.
And of course,
I think this is going to be very, very interesting to see how Phantasmagoria uses this because
yes,
as we
this
can
will be fun.
man, this you see why I wanted to go over this game.
Yes, I do. Interesting. Interesting indeed. It's not very often that you see two players both getting different first turn bonuses at the same time.
Um, Yeah, uh, I mean, I did see a little bit of it last tournament, but you're right. It doesn't have novel, and we see Phantasmagoria denied his first turn bonus.
They both were.
Both, yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty unlucky.
that's yeah, both of them.
The one
But
three they attack with doesn't work out.
yeah, it's it's pretty good. It's still uh, both players still within grasp
Oh yeah.
both of their bonuses. So
Since they both missed out on it, it actually put some uneven ground.
and we see that Phantasma's still able to move a little bit in Antarctica. So all around, not bad first turn.
Yep, at the end of the second turn, they both get their bonuses, of course, and they begin to expand elsewhere. And Phantasma is preparing to get Antarctica. I like this from Shevinigan, preparing to get West Russia. I like that a lot.
Oh yeah, I really liked his picks. Um, his picks were very good. As we can see, Phantasma, um, moving into Iran.
Hmm.
Is this probably because I think he expects Schweinnigan to have Russia and Scandinavia, and I think this is going to be very detrimental to Schweinnigan because
Yep. That's gonna be hard to deal with.
yeah,
Ufa and Moscow. Ooh. So anyway, watching the moves, of course, Shvinigan decides to get his whole bonus in West Russia.
hold on, I was going to ask Schweinnigan a question. Uh,
And we have Phantasmo heading into Georgia to threaten him there appropriately.
yes, that spot in
Ooh.
Georgia is very detrimental to Schweinnigan
Yeah.
because with that
Ooh.
newly added four bonus, you know, he's going to be able to threaten the border with two, so he might be able to.
Mm. Oh man, and at the end of the third turn, oof, they both have two bonuses. Phantasmo's technically one reinforcement behind, but he's got a
He's got
huge
the
positional advantage over here.
yes, the positional advantage definitely overlaps the army advantage at this point.
Oh, places 9 over there in Georgia. Oh man, and mm, that's pretty. That's it's a 50-50 chance that it'll work out that way, but
Oh, him
uh,
breaking West
he,
Russia.
yeah, well, he attacked the right territory. Schwinigan took a gamble. He
I
had to
think
do that, I
Schweinnigan
think.
was assuming that Phantasmagoria was going to move into Moscow because Moscow is bordered with Scandinavia. But
Yeah, it is the
then
best to
again,
defend if
then
you're gonna
again,
pick between them.
yeah, that's the hard choice that you have to make is, do I pick Moscow because my opponent is trying to get to Scandinavia, or do I pick the other one because I expect my opponent to expect this? And very hard, very
Yeah.
hard to deal with that turn right there. Um, and I think Schwennig.
I think.
All right. He wouldn't have. Yeah, Schwinnigan says he wouldn't have been able to break me if I hadn't lost first turn bonus. Yeah,
Mm, that's true. But
yeah,
they both missed
but
their first turn bonuses.
yeah. So
You
they
can't
were
really
both.
go there. Oh, I see what he's saying. He's saying he would take West Russia faster, a turn
Yeah,
quicker. That is definitely true. That's a good point.
yeah. So the luck just not in Schwinnigan's favor. And he also gets denied Central America here. Had he gotten Central America, he would have
Ouch.
been
He would have still been
in.
in the game pretty easily.
He would
Oof.
have been. They would have had the same advantage, basically. even though Phantasmagoria with the positional advantage, Swinigan would break the income advantage and
Yeah,
still being
Phantasma
good.
would have had 2 safe bonuses, but ooh, uh, compared to his 1 safe bonus, and it would have still been an uphill fight for Shivinigan, but it wouldn't have been as bad. Now, ugh,
So Schwinnigan,
missing Baja, that hurts.
so now Schwinnigan, obviously knowing his opponent is in Southeast Asia, but Phantasmagoria with that blockade in Iran.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Just
I think I would have tried to put at least one more guy over there. But 7
yeah,
doesn't seem like much. You could just, eh. I guess the troop counts are pretty low at this point, so it isn't
but
that big a deal.
but
It'd still be
the
hard to
whole point,
take.
yeah, it's still going to be hard for Schwinnigan to take. So now Schwinnigan has to uh, put more into Caucasus just to get into Iran, which is going to slow Schwinnigan down quite a bit in terms of income, which helps Phantasmagoria get East China by the time that Schwinnigan can get into Southeast Asia.
Mm,
So,
really good point. Oof. And then Phantasmo's able to threaten Scandinavia, and it's pretty much guaranteed he'll take it next turn, unless he decides to take reinforcements away. And, yep, sure enough, Shvinigan does take Iran in turn
but,
5
but yeah,
to
which
threaten
denies
Pakistan.
Schwinnigan any more expansion from this turn and gives Phantasmagoria the position to get into Scandinavia.
Oh, yeah. So things not looking so good for Shvinigan, even though they're both threatening another 3 bonus from each other. Uh, Shvinigan's got a lot longer way to go before he can mess with East China. And, oh man, Phantasmo's got so many more troops in Moscow. Phantasmo could potentially defend Pakistan and take Scandinavia. So he's Finnegan. He's just in a
No,
really tough spot.
um,
Ugh.
if Phantasma were to put all 11 on Pakistan and Schwinnigan were to put all 11 on Iran, there's still a pretty good chance that Schwinnigan would win. So I think Phantasma's best point here is just to give up Southeast Asia. That's my opinion at least. Blockade coming from Schwinnigan in Murmansk, which is going to stop Phantasma any expansion into West Russia. And it's also going to close off Scandinavia to only one territory.
Yep, that's a really big deal. It restricts it to a 1 border
But
instead of
yet
2
again,
borders.
if oh wow, Schwinnigan getting the reinforcement card. What? Wait a minute. Did Phantasma just not have his reinforcement card at this point, or did he decide not to play it?
Mm,
Huh.
I think.
I think he should have.
Yeah, I think that Phantasmo got a card piece each turn. I didn't notice him not getting one. Let's see.
And fine, Reza. I'll pronounce
Oh
uh,
yeah, he got it. He got his
Iran
card
as
too.
Iran. Iran. The
Iran.
correct
Iran.
way to say. Yeah, it's supposed to be Iran.
Right.
Correct way to say that. He's correcting me.
Gotta make sure, man. It's important stuff.
Okay, he used a turn earlier. Okay, I didn't notice
Oh,
that.
he did. Did he? Oh, yeah, he did.
We glanced
So
over.
actually, it was Shivinigan saving his card a turn. That's not a bad move. Really surprises Phantasmo here.
Um,
Yep. Wow. Places 9 in Iran.
I guess the reason why Schweinnigan really did that reinforcement is to stop Phantasma from being able to guess his opponent's income.
Yeah, of course. He was just delaying it a turn to really surprise him at one point. Maybe make him think that he's using them elsewhere or something like that. He is actually not using the card at all.
As we see here, Phantasma able to get East China, which tips the game into his favor.
Yep. And then
Definitely.
expanding.
Schwinnigan playing an order delay card here. Very interesting.
Hmm.
He's going to be able to do a lot of damage here, but I
I
don't
like
know.
that, but he didn't really need to in this case. But it he
He had
it
to.
turned out he
To
well.
be able to do what he just did in this turn, he had to use that order delay. As we see Phantasma going into South America, which is going to put some pressure onto Central America, which is very
Well,
important.
I don't know if he had to. He would have still taken Moscow and Ufa and Pakistan. It's just that it was to ensure that that worked out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you're looking at it from his perspective, he
Oh
kind of
yeah,
had to do
before
it.
the turn. After the fact, hindsight is 2020. So
Hmm.
anyway, two to Taiwan here.
And right here, Phantasma with the income advantage with that East China, just
Yep, that's gonna be
that's gonna be
the
hard
killing
hurdle
blow
to jump over.
probably.
If only HHH was here.
Well, he'd have a tough time maneuvering around Xinjiang and
I'm
because of
just
Tibet, that one spot
I'm
of
just
Tibet.
messing around
Oh, I
with
know.
him being able to go through impossible odds.
Tibet.
Phantasma with
Oof.
the order delay card here actually helps him out quite a bit, as you can see.
Yes, and oh yeah, it's quite clearly over here. I think they're Phantasmo's in the lead, 12 to 8, reinforcement wise. Tibet's really helping him defend East China, uh, and he's about to get Scandinavia. And oh man, Schwinnigan's and he's threatening Central America. Schwinnigan's got a lot to deal with,
Hmm.
and not a lot of reinforcements to do so. Oh, oh man, that hurts. So, he places stuff in Sweden and Panama to try and hopefully save that.
Yeah, that
And
order delay card had
unfortunately,
worked out for Phantasma last turn so well.
oh yeah. And then, on turn 8. Turn 8, Phantasmo finally breaks Panama, and Schwinnigan does not have a single bonus anymore.
That's
It's
the
clearly
case.
over.
Man. Sorry, this is the first time I've ever seen Schwinnigan lose in one of my tournaments. And there was a lot of luck played in this game, but I have to say, very nice playing coming from Phantasmagoria,
Yeah, he did a good
who
job.
created the greatest uh, upset in my tournament so far.
This is how the board looked in the end.
And man,
Ooh,
well,
very interesting. Just a fun
good
game to watch.
good game, Schwinnigan, good game, Phantasmagoria. Um, Congratulations, Phantasmagoria, for your upset over Schwinnigan.
Yeah, great job. Really good game. Man. Alright, and let me get Myth in here. Just a sec. Or,
Okay, well, so our final is between Timinator and Phantasmagoria, and they are currently at turn 1. So there's not much movement going on right there.
yep.
Um, in the meantime, is there any games that we glossed over that you want us to look over? Because there's quite a bit that we did not get to go over due to time constraints. Anybody still watching the stream can
Yeah, we got
suggest a game
15
to us.
people.
Oh yeah. Reza says his first game.
Nico versus Fant.
Nico versus
talked about that
Fant.
one, didn't
We did that one. Reza wants us to do Reza versus Medic, which I don't really see too.
That was first round. We didn't.
No, yeah, Intimidator. We went through Nico versus Fant. I I went over that because Phantasmagoria did 2 upsets this tournament.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely did not miss that one. Um, and then Intimidator versus Hedja was just not long enough to go over. Reza versus Schwenigan was not that interesting. Um, I guess we could go over Phantasmagoria versus Chocolate Cookie, which is quite a long game, but it would give us a little bit more insight over Phantasmagoria coming into the final round.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. 16 turns. It's not too
It's
long.
well, it's a long game in terms of they get tons of bonuses.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, like I think Chocolate Cookie just waited a little bit too long to surrender in that game. Oh, Edge versus Zerby was apparently good. We could look at that one. I'm going to gloss over it really quick and see what I think. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I like this one more because I don't think Chocolate Cookie versus Phantasmagoria was that great.
Okay.
Zerby versus Hedja is a little bit more interesting, and I also like the board for this a little bit more. Yeah. Um, Zerby being our first champion, knocked out first round this tournament, which is a little bit unfortunate. Um, it's truly a shame.
Yeah. Similar to last tournament where he didn't really make it very far, unfortunately.
Well, last tournament he had to play HHH.
Yeah.
One does not simply beat HHH at 1v1.
Well, uh, he had someone come Intimidator outdo him this time, but he still made it 3 games.
Zerby and Hedra. Um, this board, I like it a little bit more than most of the other ones we've had to deal with. I'm seeing a 2-turn bonus in West Africa. I am seeing a 2-turn bonus in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Um, Other than that,
Yeah, there's
not
really not a whole
really,
lot else.
not really much else because of the triple pick in Asia makes that not that great.
There's a triple pick in East Africa too, but yeah.
Not sure if I agree with that one. Um, so all in all, we can see that the focus will be Africa, a little bit of the America, and perhaps a little bit of Asia with the Middle East and Caucasus.
Yeah.
So, let's see what they ended up picking.
Yep. Hedja going for Brazil, Congo, Sudan. Interesting pick there that lets him get West Africa in 2 turns easily, and then and then possibly East Africa the next turn after that. That would be a little bit of a stretch though.
We see the triple pick in this case is it's okay. I mean, at this it gives him such a fast expansion rate into all of Africa. and it also allows him to do a little bit of South America. So, I mean, it's not too bad. I think Zerby's picks were a little bit better as we can move on to his. We're going
Yep.
to take this a little bit faster than
Yeah.
normal.
Him going Novo, Moscow, Hong Kong really spreads his picks out a lot more than Hedger was spreading his out.
And I agree with that a little bit more because this game is a little bit more about positioning. And in this, he knows that West Russia is safe. He knows that what East China is going to be safe, and then he has quite a good counter against Africa. So all in all, I like his picks a little bit more. The one in Greenland is questionable as a 6-bit,
Yeah.
even though knowing it will be safe, it's F5. Not too great. I would have rather had your 6 pick as Caucasus. That way you could alternatively get Caucasus in 2 or 3 turns, I think. I think it could be a 2 turn if you had West Russia.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I can see that happening in 2 turns if you do it, if your luck is good. You know, roll that dice, see what goes on. Anyway, so the picks a little bit better on Zerby's side, but Hedja able to get that triple pick is going to be a little bit dangerous coming into Africa.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, Caucasus really does actually look quite good. Being able to
Yeah,
get that in 2 turns.
I'm not sure why another player was able to double up on that. That would have been a little bit more interesting.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, let's see how the territory is distributed. Hedger getting his first 3, and Derby getting his first 3 as well. So none of them
So,
know where anyone else is.
but you can pretty much
Oh, yeah.
assume where your opponent is. Uh, at this game, the more experienced players are able to assume exactly where their opponent has picked from here. A skill which Swenigan has showed us that he's pretty good at in
Oh, yeah.
the past. So this triple pick in for Hedja is going to allow him to expand quite fast into Africa. Um, it looks like Zerby goes for Antarctica, even though he should know a little bit better that Antarctica is going to be an unsafe bonus for this game. Ooh, that's going to really put him at a disadvantage.
Yeah. He should have focused in West Russia, or possibly East China instead of that.
hmm East China would have been a little bit better because that's assumed safe because it would take a while for Indonesia to get over there. And I
Yeah.
don't think anybody would pick Indonesia. So it looks like Hedge is going first turn to focus on West Africa, and then second turn going to focus on South America, which is going to conflict with Zerby pretty soon up here.
Oh, yeah, and he from Argentina on turn 2 hits down to Sipple.
Oh,
Like, in perfect time to prevent Derby from being able to capture that.
a very good move on Hedge's part. Was able to predict that his opponent had to be in Antarctica. Very nicely done. So I give props for Hedge.
Oh, yeah. And turn 3, he puts everything down to Sipple, probably expecting some contention there, and because he doesn't even end up hitting South Pole.
hmm It seems that Zerby was able to predict that his opponent would focus on Sipple, and so Zerby decided, I need to get a bonus as quickly as possible.
Yeah, unfortunately,
He's not
he
able to,
doesn't get it. However, Hedger doesn't get a card.
which could pull it in Zerby's favor because he's going to get that reinforcement 1 turn before. So
Hmm.
it looks like Zerby moving towards Australia here. for the possible uh, expand and blockade right there. So that should be a little bit interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what he did. He forget to move those guys or something on turn 4? He just those guys are just sitting there the entire turn. He
Huh.
may have forgotten to move them. Unfortunately for him.
Well, it can. The only good move would have been moving them up to Australia, then blockading
Yeah.
in. That would have been really fantastic move because then he has Australia as a safe bonus. Huh. Ah, oh well. Missed opportunities.
Yep. He does move up to New Zealand the next turn.
But it's a little bit too late because he's not
Yeah.
able to stop Hedja from preventing any Australian movement. Yeah, even Kingu says, Zerbi should have blockaded in Antarctica somewhere because now Hedja is definitely going to get that bonus eventually.
Yeah. It's just he's just not gonna be able to. Zerber's just not gonna be able to block it very easily. Not for very long, at least. I mean, he does get back south at pole on turn 5.
So he could do a blockade there.
Yeah, this is
So
when he should
he
blockade a
lucks out.
Novo, and then
Definitely, if he doesn't blockade Novo, there's something wrong with him.
yeah. He does end up finishing off his 2 bonuses in East China and West Treasure, so they're evened out at 13 at least. So,
But Hedja has the army advantage at this point with
yep.
the 18 stack still rolling around. Man, the
And
stream is almost delayed by like a minute now.
it is?
Yeah, for me, it's taking you a while. There we go.
Huh.
Alright, as we can see, Hedja,
It's about 5
using
seconds
his
for me.
reinforcement, did Zerbi use his reinforcement last turn on turn 5?
Yes.
Alright, that's what I assumed. Okay, good. So Zerbi moving into Caucasus, a little bit into Southeast Asia, able to keep Antarctica a little bit alive, but we'll see if he ends up using his blockade.
Yep.
He does. Yay.
But he did
Thank
get knocked out of his spot in New Zealand, so now Hedger's able to get that, and he's going to have to be worrying about Hedger moving into Indonesia in a few turns.
and possibly Hedrick getting Australia
Oh, yeah. And,
because
Hedger now being in a position to finish off East Africa, he's going to be moving into the Middle East pretty soon.
and Hedrick can also finish off Antarctica because that 7 is not substantial enough to stop him.
Yeah.
At some point, the loss is going to be more in his favor because he eventually has to attack that 4 in South Africa anyways. So he's going to have to expend a lot of armies either way for both the expansions.
Hmm. And he does try it next turn with 9, doesn't quite finish it off though.
Hmm.
And then Zerbi's able to finish off Caucasus right as Hedger's able to finish off East Africa, keeping himself even in the reinforcements. And now he's in a position to get Southeast Asia as well. At the same turn that Hedger's in a position to get all of South Africa.
Hmm. Very good move.
Yep, he's able to stay even with reinforcements so far at least. Going on to turns 8. It looks like Zerbi's going to start working on West China as well.
Which is not really that bad of a choice for him. That 6 bonus can be very great in some
Oh
games I've
yes.
seen.
Personally, for me, I would probably have already started working on Indonesia to make sure that I can get down to Malaysia and Papua New Guinea by
And
the
then
time he's able to get Australia.
that would also allow you to counter Antarctica in a timely manner.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and he
I'm
does.
surprised. I'm surprised that we're not even seeing that much movement from either player into Australia. when it should be a little bit more substantial than that. If I were Hedja, I would be focused on getting up there
Oh
as
yeah.
soon as possible to pop any uh, the Asian movements going on. So both players thinking of this game in terms of the long-term outcome, and Hedja is going to win in the long term, so I don't know why Zerby tries to force it into a long-term game.
Yep. Huh. Interesting. Zerby going from Iran to Turkey on turn 9. I'm not sure why we go to Turkey. Iraq seems a much better choice.
Huh.
And then he is able to finish off West China as Hedja comes in to Middle East.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's one turn away from getting North Africa as well. He's going 27 to Zerby's 20. I mean, he's getting 23 to Zerby's 27. Zerby really needs to start working on Indonesia though, because Hedger's just about to finish off Australia.
Yeah, Zerby is very late into the Indonesian game,
Oh
to
yeah.
which he should have been paying a little bit more close attention to,
Oh yeah. I mean,
because,
it's at this point because he's not in Indonesia, he has no real other positions to expand to because there's blockades everywhere else. He
yeah,
can't even go through Hawaii.
and that means Hedja is going to gain the advantage.
Oh yeah.
This is why I think Zerby ended up surrendering, because we can see both players end up getting close to the same income, but Hedja with better positioning. So,
Yeah. Big stacks in Israel, and then on turn 11, a big stack in Western Australia. Those 2 points in Middle East and Australia, Indonesia, are where this game's going to come down to. Because expansions for both people are really difficult right now. Really, it's like West US and Canada and Greenland are the only 3 safe bonuses left on the map. I mean,
yeah.
non-wasteland bonuses.
And neither, well, Zerby in a good position to get over there if he had to, but it would take him a little bit too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I didn't really go over this game, is because at this point, Hedja obviously in the lead, and they just kind of bounce back and forth for the next 6 turns.
Yep. And one critical thing is that he rams in with 29 on Western Australia. Does he make? No, but Hedger doesn't retaliate with that when he could have taken it. So unfortunately for him, that may have helped in the game a little bit faster. He then focuses in Egypt. Still managing to keep Australia, which is key for him. As long as he can keep that, then he has a slight reinforcement advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Zerbi decided to work on actually gaining Indonesia. Barely misses out on Solomon Islands. If he was able to get that, then he would have evened out the reinforcements, which might have helped him a little bit as well.
Yeah. This game just back and forth and back and forth for a while.
Oh yeah.
No real solid movements from either player.
Back up to turn 13 though, Zerbi does finish off Solomon Islands to finish the Indonesia bonus, and then hits in Queensland and takes it. While Hedger does not hit Malaysia, which was easily exposed. That
Mm-hmm.
that gives Zerbi a 5 reinforcement advantage.
But that's short-lived because Hedges got the positional advantage over here.
Oh yeah, and he moves in a
Okay.
huge stack into Malaysia, 52. There's just no real way to defend Thailand now, and from Thailand he's just going to be able to break bonus after bonus after bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And Hedge blockading in New Zealand like he should. That keeps that from being a bonus for Hedge. I'm for Zerbi. And he gives up in Southeast Asia.
Yep. Best idea.
Yeah, but now he's just going to be losing bonus after bonuses. and
Yeah,
he's
that's
not
true.
in Egypt yet. So
Yeah, at this point, we can obviously see why Zerby ends up deciding to uh, surrender
oh yeah,
because he's just in no position to defend himself. Um, all right. Well, since this game is basically over, um, I'm going to talk to our little crowd going on. Schwinnigan was asking some things. Um, for 2 versus 2, I really need a good push for that because we're going to need at least 8 teams, which is going to be a total of 16 players to make it interesting. And commentating that, Mythonian and kcscrag can do a very good job. I'll be participating with my teammate JSA if that comes to be. Um, as for 3v3, um, I, I just I don't feel confident enough commentating for 3v3. I really need to have some players that are very good at 3 versus 3 to come in and commentate for us because I don't think Mythonian, kcscrag, or even I have really played enough 3v3 to know it.
yeah, that's
Also,
true.
also with double elimination, it makes the tournament much longer. It actually expands it out twice as long. So there's no way we would be able to do 16 players because it would be even worse than having a 32-player single elimination game because instead of 5 brackets, you have a total of 8. So, yeah. So when it comes to double elimination, no way. Sorry. Just not happening for 1v1 because that would expand it out way too long. As for the 3 versus 3, yet again, I need a really good strong push for that because we would need at least 4 teams would be 12 players. If you want to do double elimination, um, that could work out. Eight teams would be 24 players, and with double elimination would be a total of 6 brackets, which would be slightly longer than this stream. So, also the games would be slightly longer because they typically go longer turns than what 1v1 will go for. So, yet again, it's going to be a long commentation.
Yep.
So, yes, on the 2v2, definitely. I've been hearing that, and I'll announce it for next week. And if we get enough players, we'll do it. We'll do it. As for the 3v3, I'm gonna need to see, people coming in and going, we need to do this because I just don't know enough 3v3 teams that are going to be able to participate in a live tournament like that. Um, those those are my opinions. Um, and hey, I'm not the only one that has to be hosting a live tournament. If you want to host your own, you can. It's just I'm doing this because Dunga stepped out of it, and I really wanted to do more live tournaments. And also, I met Mythonian and kcscrag and realized, hey, we can stream this. It's not going to be bad. It'll actually be pretty entertaining because I
Yep.
watched their YouTube videos and I was like, all right, this is pretty entertaining. Um, so the championship game is still at turn 13. We have Intimidator and Phantasmagoria still fighting it out, which is going to take quite a long time.
Oh yeah, that's a long game.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to watch.
Probably at least 20 turns. Jeez.
I hope not. I hope they're coming to an end
Man.
Hopefully.
because I do not want to. Well, I'm not even going to be commentating the last game. That'll be up to you guys.
Aw. Can't all three do the final game? Aw.
3, like I said, would be a little
Yeah.
bit too cluttered.
Yeah, you're right. I understand.
Um,
We can try and see how it works. Let the viewers decide.
Schwinnigan. Oh, by the way, about double elimination and losing from bad luck. Hey, I'm sorry. It happens sometimes. But this game is not only a skill-based game, but it is also a little bit luck-based. So
And
we
sometimes
kind
a lot.
of have to, take some bad medicine sometimes. Because I've had 1v1 games that were just like, man, why is my opponent getting first turn picks and moves like all game? And it's specifically annoying when you have an order priority, but your opponent plays an order priority and wins out. Yeah, I know, it's
Yeah.
frustrating sometimes, but double elimination would turn the stream from already 2 hours 50 minutes into 5 hours, and
I'd
unless you
be up for
expect
that,
me
but
not to commentate any of the double elimination rounds, I mean the loser bracket, and yeah. Oh, yeah, I understand that Dunga did it that way, but Dunga wasn't commentating for it either. You know, I understand that, people would have a greater experience in the game, but when we're coming over in, yes, it would. It would because you're going from 4 brackets to 8 because that's how it works. You double the brackets.
And actually, it's a little bit more than doubled because you have more rounds in the loser's bracket than normally in a winner's bracket.
Hmm.
yeah, the loser's bracket does take a lot longer to go through than the winner's bracket in double elimination tournaments. So,
Because you have to wait for the winner's bracket to end.
and then that player to place the winner from the last loser bracket game, and then it just goes on in that manner.
So,
If we
yeah,
did end up doing that, we would have to delay the stream even longer. We can't start like a half hour. We'd have to give it even more time. Otherwise, we'd be in a situation like this constantly.
yeah, but Schwinnigan, you're also saying, yeah, we're waiting for the final game to end, but we
No.
at this point we would be waiting for the loser bracket to end, and it would take a little bit longer than waiting for this game to end, I would think, because you're imagining this game is taking 30 minutes. Well, what if every game in the loser bracket took 30 minutes?
Then we'd be here for another hour and a half.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't even need to be every game. It just needs to be one in each round.
Mm-hmm. Reza, we kind of skimmed over it, but we decided to go with Zerby and Hedja over yours. Because it was a little bit more interesting. You missed Hedja versus Zerby and us talking about the next tournament being perhaps 2 versus 2. And what we might do is we might host a live 1v1 and then stream only the 2v2. Yeah, and Kingo's right. The purpose of this tournament isn't for it to be live because live tournaments can be as long as they want to be. It's supposed to be streamed, so we're trying to keep it at a pace that we can keep streaming things and keep it going and not be like overtaxing. We don't want you sitting here for 5 hours. I don't want to be sitting here for 5 hours. I've got work at 5:15, so.
Yeah, maybe we should start doing something similar to the seasonal ladder, where we change the settings every time and map.
Like I said, I wanted to do a streamed 2v2 tournament next, which I'm thinking about doing 8 teams. Uh, X Apex and Timinator would probably be able to do it because X said he was going to be able to come next game. JSA and I think we're going to be able to do it. So that's 2 teams. Then Schwenigan with my hand would be third team. So from there, we only need 5 more teams. HHH and somebody else could probably pair up.
Somebody else, just some
It
guy.
doesn't matter who else.
Well, I know HHH plays on 2v2 ladder with Dunga, but I've not yet seen Dunga show any interest into our streamed games yet.
Yeah.
And
I'd love to do 2v2 games. I think that'd be fun.
Unfortunately, you two will be commentating, not able to play.
Yeah, I know. So sad. But yeah, 2v2s are fun to watch too.
Yeah, you should, and that should be a little bit fun because you'll be able to see JSA and I play again and we make an awesome team, I think.
Yay!
2v2s would take a little bit more time to go through, but like I said, we would have less brackets. We would do 8 instead of 16, definitely.
So it would overall reduce the time of the tournament.
Yeah, it would be about the same as this, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on how fast.
Yeah, of course.
2v2 games can go pretty short. Once you knock out a player,
Yeah.
that should be over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 2v2 and 2v2, pretty interesting stuff. If you watch any of the ladder games, they're really fun to watch.
The game has ended, so we can go ahead and start that now.
Okay, well, I'm muting myself now. Have fun.
Let's see a Lolowut. Let's see. Gotta get in there too. Alright, Phantasmagoria versus Timinator.
Championship round of the 3rd weekly live streamed tournament.
Yay.
Hosted by Lolowut. Commentated by all 3 of us. Yes. Okay, so for this game, we'll probably do it a little bit slower, I guess. Go over things a little bit more detail. We've got Midwest, Finland, Iraq, Georgia, Ufa, Heilongjiang, and Qinghai as the wastelands in this map. And so, starting locations. Antarctica, Australia is not looking too bad.
No, it's not. Oh, well. Indonesia, that might be a possible pick. So,
Yeah.
so Australia might not look as good. There's some. I like how Scandinavia, West Russia, and Caucasus are sort of broken off over there. It changes
Yeah, those wastelands
the dynamic
will
over
force
there.
the action to be either in
Elsewhere.
like Oceania, Africa, or South Central America.
Yep, for the most part. Although Southeast Asia, Oceania, as you mentioned, they're still probably going to have some stuff going on over there.
Yep.
Maybe. Huh.
I'm not seeing any one-turn bonuses at all.
Nope. Me either.
Nothing. There's several 2-turn bonuses, but those are common.
Yeah, of course.
So,
Pretty much everywhere.
yeah, let's see where Timinator put his guys. He went for Jasej in Central Russia, which is a 2-turn 4 bonus. Then South Pole and Philippines. And then alternates being Thailand, Bolivia, South Australia.
Mm-hmm.
This will allow him in 2 turns to get a 4 bonus, then the next turn get a 3 bonus, and then, or he could possibly work on Indonesia the next turn, although that would take him another 2 turns instead of 1 turn. So he gives us early picks, and he can expand pretty rapidly.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Okay. And then
Not much to say on it. I mean,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
reasonably spread out standard picks.
so we have Phantasmagoria, conversely, going into Sedge, first move just like that. Except second move going into Congo, and then third in Hong Kong. So that Hong Kong can really put pressure on Indonesia, well, vice versa as well, depending upon if they realize where each other is. And then someone's going to get just Sedge. Whoever gets it, though, is going to have a safe bonus up there.
Yep.
And then we've got other places, South Pole, Philippines, Bolivia. So he's probably... Oh, I have an advantage. I have a guess that Phantasmagoria is going to have a knowledge advantage over Timinator.
Phantasmagoria, he might. Yeah, he will. Oh, he definitely will in South Pole.
And Philippines.
Hmm.
If he gets his first two, then his next one will be his sixth pick. No, third. No, he will get 1, 2, 3. No, he won't. He probably won't get one. If he does get his first pick, then he's going to have 1, 2, 3. But if he does not get his first pick, then he's going to have like 2, 3, 6. So if that's the situation, if he does not get his first pick, then he's going to know all 3 locations of Timinator.
Wow.
And Timinator won't know anything about his picks. And then, yeah, but if he does get his first pick, then Timinator's going to know that he's in Just Edge, but that's going to be the only thing that he knows. Because he's going to have 2, 3, 4. Well, he's also going to know Hong Kong, because Thailand borders Hong Kong. This is going to be interesting. We'll see how this works out. How these territories are going to distribute. Timinator gets his first pick. So that means Timinator gets his 1, 2, 3. But Phantasmagoria gets 2, 3, 6. So he knows all 3 locations of Timinator. Timinator knows none of his. Timinator has to guess.
Except, well, of course, Just Edge.
Well, Timinator doesn't know that he's in Just Edge because Timinator has Just Edge.
No, I mean, sorry, I thought you were saying...
Phantasmagoria knows all 3.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
And Phantasmo... Yeah.
So
Sorry.
he knows, he has a big knowledge advantage right at the start. So, where do they focus?
I see what you're saying. I see what you said, sorry.
Yeah. Phantasmagoria focuses in South America. It seems he's probably going to go down to Argentina and counter that. Oh no, he's going into Brazil. He's going to go for a bonus first before countering anything. And then Timinator is focusing on Just Edge. Instead, he's going for the safe bonus. Ooh, and Phantasmagoria moving into Tibet right off the start. He's probably going to go up into Xinjiang so he can threaten that.
Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. Either that, yeah, that's definitely what he's doing. Xinjiang, and then to Tomsk. Ooh, it's a good move on his part.
Yep.
Use of information.
Ooh, and he turn 2. Phantasmagoria getting the reinforcement advantage gets all of South America. And because of Timinator being set back in Tura, he was not able to get that.
Ouch.
Crucial mistake of Tim on first move.
Sit
what is
back
this?
One turn. The whole turn.
You're talking about a crucial mistake of Tim on first move. It was... The only mistake I'm seeing is hitting Tura with 3. Is that what you guys were talking about? In the chat?
Oh, he said on first turn. Yeah. Alright, I thought you might have said...
Well, yeah, I was just about to start talking about that when you guys said that. I was going to mention how it impacted turn 2. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say here that it prevented him from getting all of it because he missed Tura on the first turn. Because he hit it with 3 instead of 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't worry about us missing all that stuff. We'll miss some things, but I wasn't going to miss that.
Oh, we did not miss it. That's pretty obvious. 3 versus 2 on the wrong territory.
Turn 3.
Occasionally mistakes are made.
Oh, Timinator getting denied in Sipple as well. He's just missing these 3s everywhere. So he missed that in Sipple, and that means that Phantasmagoria absolutely knows that he's there, and he does indeed hit it that same turn. So that's gonna
Ouch.
really hurt him. Both of them have a 4 bonus, but now Phantasmagoria has a slight positioning advantage because now he's bordering him in both Xinjiang and Sipple. He's prevented from getting that bonus.
Yep.
So now Phantasmagoria has a positional advantage.
Yep. Phantasmo has a protected bonus, reasonably protected, in South America. And Timinator has a threatened bonus in Tomsk, Central Russia.
Well, hold on. Well, attacking Dudinka's not bad as long as he was able to get Tora. He would still be able to border everything.
Yeah, it's
Getting Omsk instead of Dudinka, I don't think that was as important as getting. And he could have gotten either of these. It doesn't really matter which 2 he got out of those 3. As long as he got 2 of them, he would have been fine.
yeah.
I think
I like
attacking
Dudinka.
Dudinka was fine. It
It's
was
just that
he lost in Tora. That was the only bad part.
Yeah, but it was he shouldn't have attacked Dudinka with a 4.
Yeah, he hit it with the 4 instead of hitting Tora with the 4. That was the mistake.
Yeah, that was really the mistake, and
Yep.
attacking it with a 3 would have been great. Even if he didn't win, I mean, the worst you can do is lose that, and you'll still get it the next turn. It's just those reinforcements won't be in a convenient position for moving down to China or through Caucasus and China to India.
Yeah. Okay, and then turn 4. Let's see where these guys focus. Terminator focusing in Tomsk like he should, because that's his only real bonus that he's got to defend. In my opinion, he should have put like 1 or 2 in either Scott or Novo and blockaded there, but he didn't. If he had done that, then he would have been able to prevent Phantasmagoria from being in a position to get all this.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't. Guess he thought he could hold a spot down there without using the blockade. I'm not really sure.
Or maybe he just didn't think about it. Oh well.
Yeah,
One or
that
the
happened.
other. But blockading down here would have helped him. They both do play the reinforcement cards. Terminator's going to go for all of Indonesia, which is good. He's in a good position to do that. He does put 4 in Nova. We'll see if that works out. It should. He does put some 1s for some delaying moves. And Phantasmagoria moves into Eastern Cossack. Good move there that lets him border multiple territories.
In Central Russia, yes, that's a very good move.
Although personally, instead of moving into Kyrgyzstan and then Eastern Cossack, it probably would have been better to move to Mongolia and then Western Siberia so you can get 3.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point.
And he does get all of Indonesia, but the same turn, Phantasmagoria gets all of West Africa. So they're still even in reinforcements. It's just that Phantasmagoria has a positional advantage being able to threaten a bonus.
In 2 spots.
Yeah. And he seems like he's going for this turn. Ooh. Depending upon what he attacks. Okay, he moves into
Yep.
Omsk. He should be able to break it. Yep, and he breaks it.
Central Russia is broken in Tomsk.
So that means that Phantasmagoria is now in a good position.
A very good position.
Very good position. Yep.
He's got his bonuses in West Africa and South America very well protected. Indonesia is precariously located very close to Thailand.
Yep,
And Hong
and that's
Kong.
where he goes the next turn. He
Yeah, of
he assumes
course.
that he has Indonesia, so he
Well, he
decides to
already
go for
knows,
that.
remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, you said it. He
Yep.
already knows. So, of course, after he breaks one bonus, goes down to the next.
Yep. And he does prevent him from being able to get back Tomsk. Ooh, but Terminator putting a lot in Novo was able to hit South Pole. Now he's in a position to get back that.
Yep. Decided he'd try and take back the bonus.
And smartly he does blockade into Sedge.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yep.
Good move.
He puts only 2 in Malaysia to defend. Huh. Then you put everything on the South Pole, so he's going to try, he was trying to get Antarctica back, but he was not able to defend Malaysia because he did not put nearly enough. And that because of that he's down to 5 reinforcements for the moment, but he's probably going to get back. He should be able to get all of. Yeah, he does get Antarctica back, so he does have that 3 bonus, but his opponent has 4 bonuses.
Yeah, well, in his defense there, he must have known that his opponent would be able to keep hitting him, and he knows his opponent has the reinforcement advantage there, and he could keep stacking guys up in Thailand and killing more in Malaysia until he took it. He might have been able to delay it 1 turn, maybe even 2 if he got lucky, but he would have lost Malaysia. So he figured, might as well take the...
If he was able to delay it 1 turn, the next turn they're both getting a card, and he's going to have Antarctica to get that extra 3 reinforcements. So he might have been able to hold it.
Well,
completely.
he might have thought that his opponent could put some stuff in Antarctica too, so he needed those guys in Antarctica to surprise him, the additional units there.
Well, if he had put those guys in Antarctica, then he would not have been able to hit Malaysia to break it, or really to do much damage at all.
I guess you're talking about Phantasmagoria.
Yeah, if Phantasmagoria had instead put stuff in Antarctica to defend there, then Timinator would have been able to easily defend in Malaysia if he had put more guys there. So it's like...
Really, might have. It's a give and take situation, you know? Got to put guys somewhere.
So he's able to get back Antarctica. Phantasmagoria decides to overpower Desedge's Wasteland and to get that bonus, which is fine. It gives him really, he didn't have a good area to expand else, except maybe North Africa, which he's deciding to expand in slowly.
Yeah, that's a fine move.
Yep, and then Timinator breaking into South America with nice big stack there. But Phantasmagoria doing the correct action, blockades in Brazil.
Yep, that's a good move right there. Defends West Africa very well.
Oh yeah.
Changes his protected bonus to a new location. Now Central Russia is his protected bonus.
Yep. And he still managed to maintain that 13-8 reinforcement advantage.
Yep, keeps his advantage going. Oh.
And Terminator decides to go up to Colombia with a big stack. You know, he's got a big enough stack there so that after he gets Venezuela, he might be able to just capture Brazil without too much trouble. If he does that, then that's a big stack about to hit Nigeria. That might not be too bad of a move.
Terminator might have thought that Phantasmo had Central America.
Yeah, I think that's why he moved up there, but now that he sees that he doesn't, he's either going to expand there, or expand there would probably be easier, because he does have half the reinforcements that Phantasmagoria does right now.
Phantasmo takes 1 more in Borneo. Why not?
Yeah. Huh. Well, unless he's really able to do something unexpected, he's not going to be able to come back in this game.
He's really restricted about where he can expand here too. He can only... Oh man. There's not much he can do at this point.
Oh. Okay, he does manage to get Venezuela, fine. He starts going up into South Africa. Good idea there, so we can actually threaten West Africa.
Yes. He had to do that.
But now he's got to pay attention in Indonesia. He can't let Phantasmagoria get that. Phantasmagoria, though, does get all of Southeast Asia, so he's up to 19/8.
It just keeps going downhill for Timinator.
Yeah. He's just... Time after time again, he's just not being able to get... He does defend Philippines, thankfully, there. Which means that he hasn't lost this quite yet. And then he is expanding up into Central America now. Although, he probably wouldn't... No, that's fine. He's got that big stack. Not a whole lot else to do. He would have to put a lot into it to break Brazil, which you can't really
Yeah.
spare right now.
No, he can't.
But him trying to out-expand him is just... It's going to be really, really difficult to out-expand in this position. And now they meet up in South Africa, Kenya.
Ow. Tim gets hit hard again, and Philippines manages to hold it still, but...
Yep.
Looking
Barely
very
two.
precarious over there.
And as he goes into Mexico, he's in a position to get all of Central America. But as he does that, Phantasmagoria is about to be able to get East Russia. So that's just going to put him farther ahead.
Yep.
And he does end up losing Philippines. And Phantasmagoria goes up to Hawaii to start threatening that. And then in the
Coming
final
around from the other side.
Oh yeah, in the final turn. Let's see. Okay, he does get Taiwan, which so he's going to be able to get East China pretty easily. And then they meet in California, Baja.
We know it's over at this point.
That him being caught up there means he can no longer even expand in that direction. Really, the only area that can really be taken on the map. Well, there's Australia, which they could fight over, but no one's going to be able to get that safely. And then, Greenland, which no one's in a position to take. Europe, which take way too long to take. Canada, which Phantasmagoria was working on, and then West US, which is where they're meeting now. Phantasmagoria does hold Congo. And then at this position, Terminator does not get a card piece. And he... How many reinforcements did he see? He may have seen a big stack this turn. Well, he just, from that position in California, gave him enough reason to surrender. There was really nothing he could do. He tried a last-ditch effort, putting everything in Kenya to try to hit Congo with order delay. But unfortunately, he lost too much in Phantasm's attack on him, so he was not able to break Congo.
Yeah.
7 attacking 4.
Yeah, I think Timinator knew that he was really far behind at the end for a while there.
Well,
and
he got really unlucky on this attack. Wow. Really unlucky on that attack on Congo. I didn't know that was possible not to win in 16% luck. 7 attacking 4?
Oh. I did not see that scrolling through, but even if he had won it, it was over by that point.
Yeah. I mean, he would still have had less than half the reinforcements of the other one, but that's just an interesting thing to take note of.
No, it's not guaranteed. I think it was like 90%
well,
chance.
Okay, when you look at the luck for that, it said offensive luck negative 1.2.
It's 96% chance of success. Yeah. So there's a 4% chance of failure. There.
A 1 in 25 chance.
Oh,
man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrible. But at that point, it was already over, so we can't make too big a deal out of that.
No, but it's very interesting to see that. Very interesting tournament overall. All the projected people that I was going to throw into final and win all lost. So
oh yeah.
I remember stating at the beginning of the stream that the most interesting players to watch for this game or this tournament were definitely going to be Nico, Swinigan, Brisk, Timinator, Zerby, Yeon, and HHH, and none of those, only Timinator was able to make it to the final, and Phantasmagoria with his upset over Timinator draws this tournament to an end.
Yep. Congratulations to Phantasmagoria.
Indeed.
Very good work here. It reminds us that anything can happen. That these players who nobody's really ever heard of can come in and start beating players that we were sure going to win.
Yep.
I would be I would.
This game is
I want
very
to
funny.
ask Phantasmagoria whether or not he's a second account of another player, because that is very possible. I know that happens quite a bit. I don't know if it would be rude to ask something like that, but yeah, um, it's definitely something I'm going to ask him later. Anyways, a little bit of an update of what's going to happen next week. I decided to post this in a little bit of advance. I usually wait until Tuesday when I put my thoughts together and then I post, but this time I've decided to post today what's going to happen next week. And we what we're going to do is we're going to do both. We're going to do two tournaments. One's going to be a live 1v1 tournament, and the other one's going to be a live streamed 2v2 tournament. And to sign up for the 2v2 tournament, sign up, state who your partner is going to be, and then have your partner post. That way, I know for sure that you two are definitely going to be there. For the 1v1 tournament post, normally make sure specifically to say that you're going to be in the 1v1 tournament. The only stream game coming out of the 1v1 tournament will be the championship game, and we will definitely take a look at that to see, how that turns out.
What sort
It's-
of goodness we behold.
Yeah, if we get another upset, that will be very interesting to see. Luckily, nobody in this tournament will be getting disqualified. Everybody played in a timely manner, and everybody joined in. So there's nobody that I'm going to throw out of the tournament. That's really good. We have Phantasmagoria. Great job facing some very hard opponents and still able to defeat them all. I will not be commentating next tournament because I will be participating, and Mythonian and kcscrag here will be taking care of the 2v2 tournament. I will be commentating on the championship game of the 1v1 tournament. If that has... We're probably going to do that after the 2v2 tournament. Definitely. Because I want to make sure everything in the 2v2 tournament is covered. Other than that, I'll take questions, comments on how you thought this tournament went. And yeah, I know I have the dummy tournament still open. I'm going to kill it pretty soon. Reza, post that you're looking for a 2v2 partner. I can help find you something. By the way, if any of you want to become commentators, it's completely open. Add me on Skype. We'll see how you do. I'll eventually get to you and ask you a few questions. Ask you to talk a bit.
We will begin auditions.
It's not really auditions. I just
I know.
Sure, you can speak English pretty well, and that you have a pretty good knowledge of 1v1 or 2v2.
Yep.
As for the 3v3, like I said, I'm going to need completely different commentators for that. No offense to Mythonian and kcscrag, and myself. I mean, none of us really understand the 3v3 game and the strategy, so I don't believe any of us could really aptly present that. And the purpose of the stream is to be interesting, and I think if we know our 1v1 and our 2v2, we should focus on those two for now.
Yeah.
Shuen again said he would be willing to commentate for a 3v3. I'll need a second person for you, at least, to
When are you wanting to do that?
I was watching your this. All right. I'm yeah. So no offense to you. I was just I was curious because you were able to beat Nico Schwenigan and Timinator, so it was a question of mine whether or not you were just like a pro who had decided to start a second account a while back and then join the live tourney with this account, That's you're like we said, you were a very great player throughout the entire tournament, and I don't know if you watched the entire stream, but you can go back on the VOD, and we covered 3 of your games, and very good job. So there's a few things we commented on that I think you can improve on, but all in all, really good job this tournament. Like I said, if you're looking for a 2v2 partner, let me know on the forum, and I can probably hook you up with a player that's also willing to play with you. Well, we did not comment your first game with Chocolate Cookie because we felt it was dragged on too long, and I did do a quick skim over it, and basically you had the better picks and the better positional advantage, and from there it was just you beating the crap out of Chocolate Cookie.
For lack of better words.
Yeah. From what I could tell, you just put yourself in such a better position and overtook Chocolate Cookie pretty well. Yeah. But even though you did some bad early game, it was because of your position that you're able to stay in that game and were able to turn around. It's kind of, I would kind of say it was kind of like HHH's game with Kingu, to where,
Yeah.
you know, even though HHH was at a disadvantage nearly all the game, HHH was able to do the positional advantage and outplay his opponent. So, that's just how that shows how, you know, experienced of a player you are when you can come back from
Early
pretty
deficits.
early deficits. Yeah.
Indeed.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you some more in this tournament, Phantasm. Definitely.
Yeah. I do too, man. That'll be fun to watch.
Definitely welcome to come again. You're automatically on my invite list, so you don't have to think about signing up. Yeah, most of you who have already joined a few times, you don't have to post again. Just be there at 11:30 to accept the invite.
Yep. Although
very
confirming
nice
that
of
you
you.
are able to be there might not be too bad of an idea.
Yeah, it gives me a pretty good idea of, you know, how many people are going to show up and how I should set up brackets. I'm stoked for the 2v2 tournament because I've been wanting to do a tournament with JSA for a while. We've been doing some pretty impressive victories in the 2v2 ladder, and I can't wait to be playing some really great players like Schwenigan in my hand and Timinator and X, if X is able to make it.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, if anyone's curious, the ladder game again between myself and kcscrag against Lolowut and JSA will probably be uploaded within the next day or two.
Yeah, I think we'll put that whole game up there. We got all the videos uploaded. We just got to make them public. Or I do anyway.
Schwenigan with Chocolate Cookie having the dominant position. I think it was that Phantasm knew how to use his position better than Chocolate Cookie knew how to use his position. I mean, yeah, and I thought, you know, this game was very surprising with some of the moves that more experienced players decided to make, like Nico in his game. I thought for sure Nico would probably get that game, but Nico did some really weird picks that game.
Yeah.
All in all, it was a very surprising tournament.
Oh yeah.
Almost all
Indeed.
boards were pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a few good ones, but most of them were uh, pretty hard to work with.
Yep.
Notice.
And interestingly enough, just something completely random and that I just noticed in the last 10 seconds or so. Some tournaments, depending upon where it is or whatever, have seedings based on where you are in the bracket. And just even though these were set up completely randomly, if you look at it as if it was seeded, you have the first seed here, Phantasmagoria, who got first place. You have the second seed over here, Terminator, who got second place. Third seed, HHH. Fourth seed, Schwinnigan, who got third and who got into the semifinals but lost.
So you're saying that the seeds almost worked out as
Yes,
if
exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
were out. Yeah.
Rare that you see that with random orders, but hey.
Yeah. I'm still going to do random tournaments. That's for
Yeah,
sure. Much easier, and it's a little bit more
Of
interesting.
course. Yeah.
I like to see when you have Brisk versus Schwinnigan your first game.
Gives us something to watch at the start, at least,
Yeah.
which is always good. Okay, well, that's pretty much all for this tournament. Thanks everyone for watching.
See you next week.
Yep, this has
We'll
been
see ya.
Mythonian.
kcscrag.
And Lolowut.
Yes. So, see you guys next week.
I feel like I'm holding my breath. Is the stream over?